start the recording. All right. Hello, everybody. We're here for the UHC 100 developer commentary, where the devs of UHC 100, Cheese, and the Snurch, so make sure, yep, all the audio is good, are going to walk us through all the things. How's it going, y'all? We're a week out, so
yeah,
we can all
it's a good week, and yeah, it's a dry heat. No, yeah, it has been a long road to get to where we are at the moment.
So there was a big gap, but I went. It was July. It was last July, probably around we did UHC 90 or 91, where I was like, "Hey, we should start talking about this because the ideas I have are going to take a long time in order to work."
Yep.
So basically, so to explain how this worked for everybody. The idea for the setup was basically all my idea, and then I was like, cool, Searchy, can you do all this? And Searchy was like, yeah, I can do this. And I was like, sick, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while I'd just be like, hey, how's it going? Searchy would be like, it's going well. I'd be like, cool, it's fine.
Meanwhile, through all of this, I was juggling both work, life, and uni, and having to do finals and exams, and all of that, and still having time to chip away at
Searchy's the most impressive person ever.
No. It's very very impressive, and you saw everything that was created. So basically, the idea I had, because we had talked about this vaguely, because we did the UHC XXX. And we kind of joked with Bean and stuff, and Bean and J Luce I added in just as they're Turtles UHC experts, so they could weigh in on weigh in on things,
a bit of feedback and
things
like that. No, Bean
When
was especially helpful with references and just what happened when.
The idea was, well, they never did another surviving Minecraft Island. And I thought it'd be funny if we could do another surviving Minecraft Island, but I also thought that would just be such a monumental task. That would be so much work. And I think when they filmed that, everybody was awake 24 hours straight, and they had all the contestants. So I'm that's too much. That's too much. But what if we do that for UHC 100? And also the idea I had, it would be a smaller thing. Nobody's getting voted out because nobody wants to go to UHC 100 and get voted out. That would be sad. But also nobody wants to go to UHC 100 and get creeper bombed 10 minutes in, and then thanks for coming, right? So I wanted to make an event for people to experience, and I'm okay, we'll kind of do these challenges like they do on Survivor, and then you'll get some of that stuff carry over into the UHC game, and then I said, and they'll fight the dragon at the end.
just to top it off.
Just to top it off, we'll fight the dragon. So and then I handed off, and Searchy and Cheese made the whole thing. I didn't know the details because we didn't really talk about this, but then I wouldn't be able to play if I knew exactly how all the mini games worked and everything that was going to happen, because that would have been unfair. And I did want to play. So then they went and made the whole thing. So we're first on the starting spawn island.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about this a bit, Searchy?
So this, I tried to envisage a starting area for everyone. It started out as a box, as UHC's always do.
Yes. Apparently we're famous for the box. When we went to Reps Rebels, they're like, oh, you got to get the Turtles box. Where's the Turtles box?
Very funny.
Yeah, we're well known for the box.
So it was it was realizing that a box nothing fancy, and trying to combine a lot of ideas together. So there there was potentially going to be 20 to upwards of 20 players.
And we did get all
joining.
20, which is what you said the max probably was, and did manage to get 20 people.
Yeah, it was good. It was nice to see so many familiar faces.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, we had a good mix. We had brand new people, recent people, then we had people like C4, Angelic, and Carrots, and people from the early days. So it was great.
So I wanted to do something here. I was thinking of doing a parkour type thing, a la capture the flag lobby, but I figured time was running out. This was one of the last things that I did. So the starting area here is very reminiscent of this starting area on Turtleville. I wanted to try and bring that influence across. So
this is basically the same thing as on Turtleville. This middle part.
I'm surprised anybody didn't say that.
They did.
Okay. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I have a lot of... I basically have worlds upon worlds of just builds, where I can dip back in and there's little snippets of parts. So this whole thing is just a corner, just one of these things is a corner just in the back end of my test world. So it's then conditioning it to a circle and all that stuff. But also in the test world is all of these statues, which I have a very long line of all of these statues.
Yes, so were most of these created on Turtleville's JLoose?
Yes, so I created them in my test world to start with, just to see how they'd be. And
he designed them all beforehand.
Gotcha. Yeah, and this is the Good style from season 4, the UHC.
Kind of.
It's a little different.
Yeah, the head and the arms are slightly different, but the rest is very reminiscent.
They would look much weirder if they were good.
Very uncanny valley on some of them. You don't want to look how my statue turned out. I can post a picture later of it.
You should.
There's literally 4 different iterations that I did of my own skin. It's like small little chibi statues to big ones like this. But yeah, so this was then to be built, and everything as of yet has been built on Turtleville as that same kind of Minecraft UHC road. So I used those again. They're in no particular order. I just dotted them around the island so people can walk in and out, and it gives people something to look at.
So for the people at home, Searchy, want to make their own maps. What tool did you use to plop things in and?
Not this world specifically, but the UHC map I created in World Painter. So I basically hand painted the entire map. So I started with literally a blank world, and I used the World Painter editor to create an island. The one that you see is the second iteration, because the first one had less mountains, but and I wasn't quite happy with how it looked. So in the end, after talking with Cheese, I went back to the drawing board and created it was almost an archipelago with one main island and a few offshoots of the smaller islands around. So then that created everything and create the custom caves, because I thought it's a special UHC. I want to ensure that people go into the normal UHC world, which is just a normal vanilla world, to have something fun, enjoy the exploration. I don't want people traveling ages to try and find a cave. I upped the iron spawns so people could then, didn't have to worry about that, because in theory there was meant to be no diamonds.
Yes, yeah, we can talk about that when we get
talk about that one at the time.
Yes.
So that's what I used for that. I also used World Edit, which honestly greatest tool ever invented for Minecraft. I use it so much when I'm creating things like this. In all my mini games that I create, I use that to help manipulate really quickly the world. So that helped me. This is an upside down mountain that we're currently
just
yeah. So
I gotta
creative.
Hence
why you can see. I smoothed it out. I flattened it out, and then plonked some of the end island in here as well to kind of give it that more free form look.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't realize you could have like gone all down to the edge here.
Yeah. I mean, there's no secrets or anything down here. It's just I wanted something, and again, no one was going to see it, but
good look at
for my own personal bit.
All the statues. I love. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, Cheese like has a tan on with the yellow.
Yeah, it's very difficult to try and get the block.
There aren't enough
right.
yellow blocks.
Yeah, no, it's very simple.
Yeah. Also, I want to do a apology. Yeah. So I think one of these is Odd Socks and one of these is Fluff. I think these people over here.
Yeah. So that's Quill. That's Fel. Game Master. KB. Soccer. C4. Nola. That is Ali. That's Ice Pops. That's
Ali, and this gotta be Fluff then. Gotta be.
No, that's Machete.
No, that's Machete. His updated skin. And you got Sakana. The one thing I forgot to do is put.
Ali's over here.
In everyone's names. I don't think.
It's all good. Is Fluff not here?
Oh, Sakana's.
Yeah, we have Sakana. Sakana's over here. Sakana's over here.
So I think these are only people who have won a UHC. I believe was what I did. So there's still other people who have played in the UHCs, especially like a lot of the early people who never won and didn't make the statue for.
Yeah, that's why Quill's next to Sakana.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, one thing I didn't do was end up putting the statues in. But yeah, so other than World Painter, I did just a bunch of text editors and Visual Studio Code to do all the data pack stuff.
Excellent.
But yeah, so it's a lot of it is hand created. Like the tools help me do large things, but it's the finer details that really bring it together.
Definitely.
And I always with these things I try and do things that challenge me and all that, and this one definitely challenged me. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the new text entities and all this kind of stuff. So those were kind of featured throughout here as well.
Ooh, I can't see you through it.
Yeah, it's a setting.
We'll have to. I'm so glad because the previous thing you did was the Q-Free zones. And the intro to that is definitely an all-time Turtles moment, with the searchy computer and the questions and you anticipating people's questions, did Bean ask to get banned, that and stuff like that. Yeah, that was an all-time very very memorable Turtles day.
Yeah, I know. It's very difficult not being around anymore, and it does break my heart that due to time differences and especially having a lot more going on in my life now than I did a couple of years ago, that I can't be there as often as I used to be. But I still the Turtles hold a big place in my heart, and I'll always try and be around for monumental things like this. And it's kind of why I did. I kind of use April Fools as a thing to kind of release new Snurch projects, and hence why that was the Q3 Dimensions, which I still need to. It's on the to-do list. But yeah, so watch this space.
Watch this space next April 1st. More Snurch projects. No, we very much appreciate you. I get if I was part of a group where everything happened at 2 a.m., I probably wouldn't be there either. So I mean, I can't criticize.
Yeah, this one I was running on fumes for this one, but I'm so happy I was here.
We didn't think you showed up right as I was preparing to start the intro, and you logged in. We all lost our minds, so that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, Searchy, do you remember? This is of the story of when you first joined in Voice, when I bullied you.
Yeah. I remember that.
Well, you see, you were already in the Discord, and you were always in Cheese's chat. So I just assumed that you guys had talked before and knew each other. I'm like, Searchy's in the Discord, he's in the chat, he's in the game. I'm like, why isn't he in Voice? I'm like, get him in Voice.
I was and I use that as like you know what?
Yeah, you were kind of
It's time.
you were kind of annoyed when you logged on. The first thing you said was like, you know what, or something like that. You're like, all right.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I did not know that you had never been in voice before.
Very funny.
No, we had some good. Yeah, like I found the clip of asking if you were a swimp, which is what I think my personal favorite UHC moments.
It was so. Yeah, honestly, it was just such. It's been such a wild ride these past few years with all the mini games like the clue. Which
The clue was good.
I still want to bring back. Yeah,
I almost big brained it. I almost big brained the clue.
Yes, you did. Like, Comp won it in the end, but like,
I got 2 out of 3.
As it always goes, like, I think I have to say this is in part thanks to Cheese. Yeah, definitely no small part thanks to Cheese. Like, she did a lot. Like, my projects always seem to go working to the deadline and bug fixing as the game progresses.
I mean, that's gonna happen with any big thing like that. There's gonna be something that.
But I think this is the one that came off like the most smooth.
I'd say so for sure.
Like having done like the clue, having done Q3 to start the start of Q3, like the obsidian mining game.
The obsidian mining game is good. Fell's just too good at it. That's the problem. Like, it's fun.
I have notepads where I just scribble down loads and loads of ideas, and yeah, I mean, JLuce also bugs me with random things like, "Have you thought of this?" And that goes in the notepad to become eventual things. But yeah, we shall see what projects that I can
the future holds.
Get into next.
All right, do we want to go to the actual island now?
Yeah, so I've got the where is it? There it is.
Yeah, so this was unexpected. Yes, the actual Survivor, the Survivor marooning, and I'd watched just recently the first ever Survivor episode because it's 25 years since that happened. I had not seen it. And it literally starts with everybody on the boat, and they're like throwing shit off, and Jeff Probst is just talking, and everyone else is just ignoring him as they're like throwing everything to the water, and he's like, 18 survivors or whatever. And they're all like,
I did watch that after you posted it afterwards, but
yeah. So this was a ton of fun, and who had the idea to do the boat?
I did.
Yeah, G suggested the idea of starting out on, and then making them travel to the start location.
Yeah, it's a little
very
starting.
Interactive, much more so than
immersive. Very immersive. That's the goal.
There.
Yes, no, it was great. It was everybody was nobody expected that, so it was a little chaos.
So yeah, this is again another one of Snurch's pre-made structures from. This is at least 10 plus years old. This boat.
Wow, 10 years old, baby Snurch.
Yeah, I mean,
child Snurch making this boat.
Yeah, I think back in 1.6.
Oh, we're going back to 1.6 later today. So
yeah.
But yeah, so I have all these things. I try and reuse them and slap new coats of paint on them and update them. But yeah, so
that's good.
Yeah, so this was like the starting thing.
Just add some barrels. It's good to go.
Yeah, barrels with extra boats because the way ever since my attempt at doing a CTM in survival. He knows exactly what I'm about to say here. I now call it. I have to banana proof everything.
Yeah.
And if it can't be handled by a killer banana and come out okay, it's not worth putting out there.
Okay.
So yeah, that underpins everything.
Yeah. It's like that's your version of like the small child or old person.
Yep. He will intend to break everything I do.
Yeah.
So I just roll with it.
Excellent.
But
so we all got in the boats.
Yeah, got in the boats and made the way to the starting island.
That's right.
Of, the Turtle Trials.
The Turtle Trials. Yeah, so where did all the different banner, like, where does this banner come from?
This is just this is in the game itself.
Cool.
Yeah, he just made that.
It's
for this.
The globe one. Yeah, originally, like this was meant to signify special areas. Hence why there's another one on the hill, which you'll see later. But again, it's an idea that got started but never finished.
Yeah.
So it was meant to have a unique banner at each location.
Yeah.
And then things from there. But
so we had this. We had the classic. People stand in the fire. People flip the trapdoors. People press the.
All the buttons, all the things.
Classic.
Yeah.
In this area, along with the boat, and the whole starting area, right? Some of the last areas made.
Yeah, this was like I think 2 days before we aired. Yeah.
Damn.
So, like originally there was a big mountain here, but I didn't want a mountain thing. So I went through many iterations of like designing areas like with wool, like people can walk through here and walk through there and see this. It's like I wanted it to be so like I always try and make my builds like they grab you and pull you in and you can walk through the spaces because they're living things. You're not just going to sit on the sidelines. So hence why you've got all these tents here with things you can do inside and barrels and to make it lived in and looked instead of just blank canvas. So we came up with the idea of this, and then Cheese suggested having 2 areas where the teams could kind of go once they've been split off.
So full cards. Were the teams random right as we were doing it?
No.
No.
I mean, at no point were the teams random.
No, we gave a lot of thought into this, and it changed through the course of the game as well. Some of our plans, but we wanted to ensure everyone had a good time and enjoyed themselves, and the teams were fairly.
We were trying to balance. And
it's very difficult with so many players of all ages and abilities.
Yeah, I mean, in actual Survivor, they're not random. The producers, want to make.
Of course.
Yeah, it's entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah, although I don't know, I feel like blue team. Since they went 3-0 in the challenges, maybe it was a little OP. Yeah,
it is unfortunate, but
at
the same time, all of them were quite close.
Yeah,
the minigames, so
the minigames were very close.
They were very close. It was just, yeah. So the swaps and then the actual UHC pairs were not random as well.
Yeah, that was kind of made on the fly because we didn't know who was going to be staying. At that point. So
yeah, but did you just have a list of like?
We sort of had an idea beforehand, but then we also had to change it at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We got most. Yeah. We got. I mean, we had only 3 people drop out, so it's fine.
Yeah. So but yeah. So this was the starting area. We separated people off. We had a whole long spreadsheet of things like to-do lists and ideas and everything like that. So after that, everyone was kind of split off into their own islands.
Do we want to fly? I never even saw a blue camp, but I know yellow camp's over here. So we want to fly to yellow camp first, and you guys can.
Well, actually, here. Let's give you the book.
There we go. Everyone should have a book.
Yeah, this is the book that Soshi and I had while running it.
I didn't get the book.
Oh, you have to.
Oh, is he not?
You have to execute it Asgard X.
Oh.
I mean, you could just give him the book.
It's fine. But yeah, cool book to help teleporting around because. Yeah.
Cool book thing.
Cool book thing.
You guys were good. I noticed. Did they always say that? Because I noticed at least like the third rules it said by cheese Probst.
Yes,
Did that happen
lots of
in
little
They like
things.
all said that.
Yeah, there's lots of little things in there that I tried to like. It's difficult because I ran out of time on a lot of things, but I tried to include so many little like hidden Easter eggs and as much as I could.
Yeah, wow, we got all this stuff here. Okay, let's go to yellow camp since that was my camp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yellow camp. So yeah, the camps are pretty similar to the main starting. This is obviously this is a fresh world because the orange beds, which I very wisely stole to try and so I could sleep away phantoms at the UHC.
But yeah, we wanted to give you a little bit of a starting area with.
I could also switch over to the other world.
No, it's better to see this
needed.
one.
Okay.
I don't think there's really.
So yeah, both camps are very, very similar. But I wanted to give them a lived-in feel very similar to the starting area to have that kind of continuity, but also be able to.
I mean, you made these first.
Yeah.
To be clear.
And then I kind of brought that across. And then this one was kind of spruce themed, and then the blue camp was oak themed.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we were figuring out how would we get messages to everyone.
Yes.
That was.
You ended up kind of
people...
doing like the Survivor. They used to get like tree mail.
I mean, yeah. So I to prepare for this, I did rewatch Surviving Minecraft Island. I did totally rewatch that. So a lot of the little things like that are basically inspired or taken directly from that, because this is kind of how it worked.
Yeah.
For that is they would get, they would get a mail that would tell them where to go and kind of give them a clue for what the next challenge would be.
Did Surviving Minecraft, does it hold up? Is it still great?
It's pretty good.
When Arsmalik betrays
I'm glad that Rob is the
Justman.
first one to leave.
Yeah. Yes, that would worked out well for everybody.
Yeah.
I just remember making good memes about Arsmalik.
But
player.
So and through testing again, the banana effect, having lots of signs telling you what to do and what not to do, like not using this for storage.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, small little camp. I wanted to have them on their own separate island, so you could kind of set up your own base and kind of call it yours.
That makes sense.
Yeah, especially with the main island is very, very much big mountain. So yeah.
I'll talk about that when we get there, Bean.
Yes, shall we have a look at blue team?
Yeah, let's go to blue team camp. Okay, yes, I was never here.
Extremely similar.
About what you would expect.
Yeah, oak themed.
Oh, their mountain's even bigger.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
So the way that we positioned it is to make it fair. Blue team is close. So we have 3 mini games, and the 2 starting islands are kind of equidistant from.
We can go to the map.
Yeah, we'll go to the map. Is there a? There's no one.
No, it's the one thing that I forgot to add to the book.
I'll just wait for.
Yeah, I'll bring you over.
There we go. Oh, not quite there yet.
Not there yet.
This was up here on the. This is the tallest point of the tallest mountain. With Snetch's goat farm.
Yes. We did see. I was up here with goats and lots of goats. Is there a map room?
Yeah. There is a map
There's
room.
a map room.
How did you not get to see the map?
No, I'm not sure anybody. I didn't hear anybody talk about the map room. Maybe Blue Team found it.
I know at least a couple people found it, but I also know they didn't seem to want to tell anyone else about it.
I guess that makes sense. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Katie found it. Fruit found it.
Yeah, Blue Team saw it. I don't think Yellow Team. Anybody at Yellow Team saw the map room.
So this is my little archipelago island here, with two tall mountains kind of separated by a valley. Very temperate. So you've got the Soulful down here, and then you've got Blue Team Island just to the right of it, and then up in the north.
So there's the boat. You can see the boat.
Yeah, there's the boat.
So Yellow Camp must be over here. Yes, I can see there. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha.
And then the starting.
I did do one circumnavigation, but I think I was on the water through these outlying islands, and I missed Blue Camp because I was hitting the islands.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So this it goes to show you kind of the big scale. If you were to walk from one side of the island to the other, it would take you about 5 minutes, which is roughly what I want. I didn't want a massive island, but I wanted it to feel like you had a presence, it was intimidating. You're surviving.
Absolutely.
I didn't expect the island to be so big, when the idea was first made and the Searcher showed up, it's oh my god.
But then if you think of the size of the mini games and everything, it kind of a lot of the kind of space gets taken up from that, and I didn't want it to just be mini game.
Yeah, Comp didn't want to give away or get apples.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good segue to what. So this was closer to blue, but yellow was closer to that apple.
I do have one more thing to say about this, though.
Okay.
Just because one of my favorite moments making this is that I had made the map part of the map room. It was kind of one of the last things that I did. And when I showed it to Searchy, best moment would just be oh my god, it looks so good. Yeah, of course it does. You made an awesome island. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel, this also might be good to talk about. The one secret I kind of wanted as a surprise for you guys was the artwork, which I had.
The art is fantastic.
I had. So Ghosty does all for Peaks and Valleys UHC. There's all the different drawings of people in the intros. She's the one that did it, so she's the only person I knew that did UHC art. So I just messaged her about it. And I said it if you scroll up in the UHC 100, but I just sent the duck logo and then just a mountain and torches and stuff just on it. And I'm just do this. And then she came back with that art. The only thing that was originally the eyes were really chibi-fied. So just tweak that down a bit. But other than that, the art's so good.
Absolutely love it.
It is fantastic.
So I want it to look like the island.
Order something.
Yeah, there's only 2 days left on the free the 25% off shipping thing. So I got a T-shirt yesterday. So
I need to make sure that they can deliver internationally.
I don't know if somebody really wants it who is international, they can't do it. I'll order it. It's we'll figure it out. We'll find a way. We'll find a way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we do have screaming goats. Don't have shooting goats. Have screaming goats.
So I might add that because this is a custom world, until it was created on paper, every single mob in this this world was hand placed.
Oh wow!
As well.
Yeah. Afterwards.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Nothing spawns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Goats did wait around for 5 minutes. He did get a goat horn.
Yeah.
That's great.
He was so happy. He was.
Yes. So there's a mini game. We'll get to the mini games later. So let's go to what was closer to Yellow Team, the Apple Trader.
Yeah, so that is in the book.
Yeah.
That is in the book. I was checking.
The Apple guy.
So the first 10 minutes of the game, I'm all right, other people KV, it's daytime, you do what you do with Brody. We're just going to start chopping down trees in the forest. I'm wow, damn, I haven't got an apple yet. And it's man, no one's got an apple. And then it just occurred to me, I'm oh my god. Oh my god. And then you guys teleported to me instantly. I said that in chat. And then like 2 seconds later, you two were like both there, like whispering. You're like, oh, really? Can you get apples for villager?
I was waiting for that moment. This is exactly what I wanted.
It was perfect. And then like Quill had like explored.
You got 20 apples from the trade.
Quill got a lot of apple. I mean, he gave me 8 apples, which were very important to the UHC.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the apple trader. So, for those who don't know, it's like in season 16-ish or something, a reference book. Sky and me were on a team. And Soccer asked, like, do apples even spawn from trees anymore? And we were like, no, you have to get them from villagers. And he believed us. And at the end of the UHC,
he was so good.
And then UHC, he was mad because he's like, you lied to me. We're like, we didn't think you believed us.
So funny.
So we have the apple trader.
We knew it had to be. And
it had to happen.
This is also something that this went through a lot of changes. Like we wanted to make sure it was balanced.
Yeah, we wanted with the trades. We wanted to give a lot of like options for what people could do to get the apples.
Yeah, you know, and you know, we want to we wanted to make sure that that everyone had the option. And like I think the last the apple carpets were, you only just realized like
I
love the apple carpets. They're so cute.
But yeah, so it was lots of testing went into this to make sure it was balanced for everyone.
Very good.
So
here's more goats.
Yeah, I figured I'd put it up here because I tried to have a little corner of the island had a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
a little bit of something.
No, the apple trader was very funny. That was a really good moment. I was like, man, this is karma from 2018 or whatever.
Oh yeah,
finally caught up to me.
Dear, but no, that was so funny. I mean, we balanced it in a way that if no one ever found the apple trader, like apples still dropped normally in the regular UHC world. They just farm them a bit.
No, yeah, the apple, yeah. If Quill didn't give you those 8 apples very early, like probably don't make it to the end of the actual UHC. So,
wild,
good stuff. And I held on to them the whole time. All right, there's no teleport to these. This might be difficult, but I feel like next we need to do. I believe Cheese is responsible for this. Needs to take us to all the references.
There's one right over here.
So we're gonna follow Cheese around to all the. So talk about. You said you were doing this like the day before.
This was done on the day of.
The day of.
Yes. Not completely. I did go through a bit like a few days before, and I went through and briefly looked at every UHC, like a video from every UHC, and just kind of like looked towards the end to see if there was any like significant structure. What I was looking for.
Yeah, if any of them had a structure involved.
Yeah, and only like 7-ish, arguably more like 5 UHCs that had significant structures didn't get put in. Like honestly, I was surprised that there wasn't as many as I was expecting.
Yeah, well, we're not.
I mean, to be fair, some of the UHCs might have missed them, or like just happens the thing that I didn't.
Yeah,
or perspective I looked at didn't like show it, or
or like the memorable moment didn't include the structure, right? Like
exactly. Like these are specifically structures that like people could maybe recognize, not necessarily like anything specific to other references for the UHCs.
Yes. So this one. Was Carrots, Machete, and Hungry build a castle that J-Luce later steals. So I think it was just J-Luce, and he was like, it was just him, and he was up against the rest of that whole team, and they like left the castle to like try and find him, and J-Luce like went back up into the castle. I think is what happened. So that was this one, and Fell came to close. Fell found all but one of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, they're exactly that, Bean.
So
the fake blocks are display block entities.
Display block
inside of a barrier block. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So-
I wanted to build thing like pretty exact, but I didn't want to give people the stuff that they weren't supposed to have yet.
Of course, yeah. No, that makes sense. All right, so this is 23. So were there 10?
There was 13.
13. Okay, so Cheese. I don't know
Yeah.
if you.
Let's go towards. Actually, let's teleport to yellow.
Okay, teleport to
Camp.
yellow. All right.
There's one kind of close to yellow.
Yep.
Over here. I should probably be marking off the ones that I.
You guys are going.
Let's do
Why are
it.
you
I'm
going so
gonna
much
forget.
faster today? Oh, you can sprint fly too.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, this is the first one that I found when I went and looked
Yeah,
around.
this makes sense. This one is close to yellow.
So UHC 36.
Yeah, when I. Sorry.
Oh no, I just say this was
When I-
Chaos Kitty's house, and Soccer just walked up
Yes,
and
yes.
killed her. It was like, damn.
Yep. Yeah, when I decided to do this one, and then, I mean, the one I could take you to next are the reason why I'm like, yes, this should happen. And like, to be clear, like, I built these all off of the videos. Like, I totally rebuilt them by hand. Like, there was no, like, I didn't like save these structures through the years.
Oh, yeah,
I had to
yeah.
rebuild them all. So, like, they're not all 100% accurate, I'm certain. But I tried to do my best. I think the least accurate one is the one from UHC 80. But yeah, you'll see that.
So I guess the previous one had a bow, Bean saying. This one had sharpness one's iron sword.
Yeah, each thing had some kind of special item in it. Most of them were just a like enchanted item because like I said, I was doing this the day of and I didn't have time to like work out like all the special items to that's originally what I wanted to do was like kind of have more special items in each, but
Yeah, I think that was
you know.
acceptable.
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah,
we've
the other one.
got 2 down. Let's go to the next one.
Let's go past
Yeah.
the mangrove village.
Yes,
Yeah,
we'll
'cause
talk
it's very
about this
difficult 'cause-
later. Oh, go ahead, Sergi.
So, because the development on this was quite sporadic. Like we'd go, say we'd do 3 days solid work on it, and then nothing for a week, 2 weeks, and then
Sure.
a couple of days solid work.
Yeah.
And then like the week
Yeah, and
leading up, it was just like bam, 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 trying to.
yeah, one of the most difficult things with making this sort of thing with multiple people is like unless we have like a server running at all times, which makes like the data pack stuff harder to make.
Yeah.
Only one person could have the world at a time. So
So we were bouncing the world back and forth.
Gotcha.
yeah. Sergi had it for most of the time. I mean, he's the one that built most of everything.
I don't know if Cheese wants to say the time where, like, at the beginning of May, where Sergi was like, yeah, I think we're good to go. And Cheese was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, like I cannot believe he said that. Still, I was like, what? Like we probably maybe could have, but like these absolutely would not have been made. Like there's not a single chance. Like
I'm
these
a very much
details and like
misplaced optimist.
Very funny. So this UHC 80
Yeah,
had
this
a
is-
crossbow. This was the fight night where everybody was waiting for
Yeah.
night to come, and J-Dub started singing like,
Yeah.
oh.
This one is- yeah, he was over here. That's still one of my all-time. Like I think UHC 100 has taken it, but this was my favorite UHC. So,
UHC 80.
yeah,
Yeah, because we had proximity
yeah.
voice
This
fight night.
build is the least accurate I think of all the ones I made because the video wasn't great for seeing all of the little bases that
Yeah.
were around. So it's just kind of an idea of each of them.
Yeah, everybody was kung fu fighting. That was good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's go.
three down, 10 to go.
Here. This is the other one that I was like, I know I need to make this one. This is the first one I made.
Was this the diamond hoe or no?
No.
Modcastle, Team Modcastle. PG yes.
Because this one is the most significant, like, you will recognize this if you've seen this before.
Yeah, protection. Yeah, Bean had the trim. Bean had the chest plate.
Yeah, this is the only one that got a trim because it was the first one I made, and, like, so I was thinking about it a bit more, and then, it wasn't as, like, oh my god, it's gonna start in, like, 10 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. Feel that.
Yeah, if this was one of the last ones I made, I probably wouldn't have been able to, like, I probably would have added all the details, put the silly armor on the things and stuff. I probably would have just been like, here it is. Just to, like, coal and iron. But, yeah. This was the first one I made because this is in my mind, this is the structure that I remember the most from all of our UHCs.
It is your first UHC.
Yes, that probably has to do with it.
Yes, where Beck and I came out of the nether and we, like, poked our heads out. You were, like, up there.
Yes. Chase you down.
Yeah. Very good. I just missed this one. I mean, it was a little hidden in the trees.
Yeah,
I didn't really go inland. I didn't really go inland much. I did a circumnavigation.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, if I could change things again, I might have made the hills a bit. Yeah, I might have changed how the island was laid out. But I think overall it turned out quite well.
I think I saw this one too. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember.
See, that makes me happy, Bean. Like, that was what I was also hoping, is that when people came across them, they might recognize some of them.
Yeah, Team Modcastle.
Obviously, not everyone, but
this one also sharp. So this one I didn't recognize, even though I was in it. But because I had the cheat sheet, so I got to go look at the cheat sheet. So this was the reunion of the best team. Gardax, Beck, and Bean. And then we got triple killed by KB. This first crossbows were added, or something.
It's always
I'm glad that you know these things.
Yeah, when I looked it up, I was like, yeah, we were in, like, a dirt shack. Yeah, we got a lot of people watching on a Saturday morning. So this was good. So I think we've seen 5. So I just want to make sure we don't miss one. So this one I saw. I was on my boat and I disembarked on this one, and J-Loose was also in this one. The J-Loose popped in my boat and sailed off.
Very funny.
So that happened in this one. So this one. This
is the only one that's made completely out of the fake blocks.
Yes. Yeah. So this is one that's Searchy Dream Team. There you go. Dream. I can't remember. Yeah, this is Searchy was involved in this one.
Yeah, he was. And Beck, I think.
Yeah, Searchy and Beck.
UHC 27 gold. That must have been a very early one for me.
Probably.
Yeah, this is also the only one that I placed down some normal blocks to make it show up on the map, and then I destroyed them because obviously the entities don't show up on the map at all. And I'm like, I feel like this would be visible if it was real.
Also, you have a resub cheese.
I know. Thank you, Sakana, for the 24 months. Incredible. 2 years.
Yes, this is So I don't know because I had the list. What was Searchy's first? Because I had him just hoping he would show up, because I had the list of, like, and from blah, blah, blah. So Searchy, your first one was season 18, so this is 27.
Season 18, God, that's so long ago.
Yeah, that's your first one.
Yeah.
I don't know, when's the first time
this one's not
Searchy shows
either,
up?
But...
Oh, so the second one you ever did, Searchy, was the Savannah Mob Pit one.
Oh my God.
Excellent.
That's one of my all-time favorite endings.
That's a good one.
And I'm sad because I wasn't recording my spectator, because that one, like, I saw it coming. Like, I was in spectator, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. I remember you saying it.
The pit's gonna fill up with mobs because we're, like, trapped in this bowl, and this is gonna be crazy, and it was crazy. I had a clip from that one in the in the teaser video I made, I had a clip of from Cinebux's video, and then another Searchy, I had a clip of you fighting Doc 1v1 on the ice.
I remember that.
That was also in the... And then, yeah, Searchy's actually in a lot, because he ended up being the best clip from Season 50 of fighting me in Season 50, so... All right, so on to the next one. What was that, 6, I think?
Yep.
All right.
I don't know which one is...
Still waiting on Team UHC, the musical? Who would that have been?
I guess we'll go over to these.
Okay.
I'm going to forget where one of them is.
That's why I'm keeping count. That's why I'm keeping count, so we're at 6.
Yeah, like, if I didn't do this literally hours before it started, I would have added these to the book, probably.
Yeah. Okay, this one I did not know about. So this was number 7. So there you go. We just said Searchy's first one was UHC Season 18. That's right. So this was Bean falls off the edge.
Yeah.
And soccer is devastated. Yes, that's
this is one of the few that it's like it wasn't really a structure, but I it's gonna be here.
Yes. Bean falls.
Yeah, I wanna know, Bean, did you recognize this when you found it?
I don't know. We'll wait for him. Oh, so Bean, Cheese, and Snurch said if you guys are ever on a team and do a musical UHC. I don't know. There's still time. There's still time. We'll stay here until Bean gives his... The big sad, he just says.
The big sad.
The big sad, yes. All right, very good. Oh, I did check what was in this one. Turtle helmet.
Turtle helmet. Yeah, which Comp had gotten.
Bean says he did.
I know who got a few of the prizes, but not all of them.
All right.
This one.
So that was 7.
One afterwards. Let's go over to this one.
Oh.
This one I think was arguably the hardest to find.
That was out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Is this the only one Fel didn't get?
Might have been.
No, I think he got this one.
I think he was missing like 63. Comp says he got the helmet from Goats.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, he got this one. 22.
Now this one, it's marked as 22, but to be honest, it was kind of supposed to be a reference to all of the times people have ended up outside of the border, coming out of the Nether.
Oh, no. Bean says he got the turtle helmet from UHC 18.
I think the other one he actually.
Oh no, he got it. He got it when they killed Comp.
Got
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, 22 I think was the most significant because Sergey.
Actually, not what we have in the highlight. Actually, the highlight just for that one, I just have the J-Lu streak starts. But
really,
yeah.
Well, I think unless I put the wrong number, but I think this is the one where Searchy like loses the UHC because he dies to portal outside the border.
Yep.
And that could have very well happened.
I felt it's always so nerve-wracking when you're in the Nether and it's not easy to transpose coordinates.
Well, we even got Angelic here. We got everybody's in chat.
Angelic.
Hello, Angelic. But yeah, it's trying to Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah. No, I mean, even going back to how Bright Eyes and I died in the very first season where we were like absolutely going to win. Which is partly why in the teaser video I have the clip of me telling Bright Eyes like, and when you leave the Nether, it's going to be fine. The real ones know. All right, season. This is 8. We've seen 8 of them. Let's go to the next.
It's on the other side of Garty.
Okay.
Love Garty.
Garty discussion will happen soon. Okay, so this one, another one out in the water. So I'm gonna get this was like J-Luce and Ice Pop's base from season 3. No, Not that. Yes, it was. Okay, yeah. Comp versus Trident Man. Yes, this was.
I was about to say this feels familiar.
The player. So when I record like
this one I think was recognizable.
Bean wants me to record like confessionals of people, like go back and have like yeah. So when they told me you could only get apples from villagers, that was crazy. Yeah, this one was yeah. Comp's like I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah, 51.
Comp was there.
Oh, I sort of tried it.
Sergi.
I hate the Trident Man. Yes.
Yes.
Just to know, Bean and I are potentially going to put together a top 25 moments of Turtles UHC. I think Comp versus the Trident Man. Definitely on the top 25.
It wasn't the only time Comps had a run-in with a Trident Man. Like
you would have won the UHC because I remember we were so like. It was like, oh man, Comp, like, he went underwater and he placed a door, and we were all like, oh shit, like, oh man, he's really doing it. Then just a Trident Man shows him out of nowhere and just totally fucks him over. Okay, so is this 9? 9?
9?
9? Alright, on to the next one.
This was honestly, it was so fun to make this.
It was.
I'm glad.
And it was basically Gardak's few scribblings on the back of a napkin.
Yes.
On a night out. And then like, this is what this is.
Oh, Bean's gonna get that to me tonight, maybe. That'd be awesome. 77 with the hoe.
I didn't remember putting a hoe in this.
So, I would like
Damn.
I would like to be known as the hoe man. Like this is my claim to fame.
Okay.
Like
It's true.
I started the hoe trend. Hoeing leaves.
Hoeing leaves. Yeah. Such a hoe, Sergi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't notice. So I guess it's the structure
This I believe, fell in J. Luce's space.
What I have written down for 77 is soccer red cards black belt to win. So I'd have to watch the video, but
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'm just glad to have. I feel like there was relatively well distributed for have some for the later seasons and stuff.
Yeah. There was a big like 20 UHC gap that there was just no builds.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. They did,
At least that I had seen.
Snurch was the first multi-shot crossbow user. Trendsetter.
Hi. Oh my god.
So that was 10. This is 11. This might be the one. I think it was the one in the 60s that fell to half. I have to look. Pig step. In this one.
This is the pig step.
Yes.
UHC.
Yes. So they were playing pig step. This is what got Strength 2 banned, where it was back 1v3, and he just drank Strength 2, and he just went in and just cleaned up everybody in like 2 seconds.
What makes me extra happy with this one is Beck is the one that found this one.
Did he recognize it?
Pig step. Yeah, he did. And he was very happy about having the pig step. He's like, this is mine.
So I think there's only one more. Am I right? There's only 2 more we haven't seen.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, I need to remember where one of them is. I might need to go look at the map to remember.
But so I assume we're going to, which I didn't actually see, but I heard about.
It's over here.
We're going to the.
Hold on, I'm just gonna fly around for a second.
Okay. Because the missing one.
This one might be the missing one. Teleport to me.
It's not.
There we go.
Oh, I did it the wrong way. Now we're over here.
Oh.
Hi, Cheese.
It's
Go.
okay.
There we go.
I always forget how to do that. All right. Sometimes
Where's
I
she
fuck
gone?
that up.
Where did she go?
Oh god, I think you've turned me around. It's the other way.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's my fault.
Right
No. I fucked it up, Searchy, not you.
Never easy. It's never easy. Like,
okay.
Whey.
All right. Yes, this is the one Feld didn't get. I think 63.
Oh, bucket.
This is the one he
probably.
didn't get, yeah. Lava bucket. So this one.
Yeah, this
yes.
one,
Gardak steals Comp and Beck's enchantment table. That's what's written down for this season. But I don't think this is from that incident. So you must have like looked at the finale or something.
No, this is I think Felon Comp space. Yeah, to find these, I basically just like went towards the end. Is like, is there a structure here? No. All right, next to UHC.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Lava bucket. All right, so you saved the best for last, which I didn't actually get to see during
I
the
saved
game.
it for last for multiple reasons.
Which is the
so
Death Ray Diamond Hoe
You can see it well from up here.
Is it the pagoda?
No. It's right below us. You went way too far. Come back. Come back.
Beep, beep, beep.
Oh,
I'm slowly descending. The one fell buried during the game, the Diamond Toe.
Yeah, he like covered it in dirt and put a chest above it, because if you do that, you can't even see the tag through
Oh
it.
wow, what a loser.
Yeah, other people uncovered it, but
yeah. So this was the very first UHC where it was the Death Ray had half a heart and he went out there with just a diamond hoe and was just tilling the grass.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that it's not a structure, but had to happen.
Did have to happen, yeah. The Death Ray diamond hoe.
Yeah, and all of this dirt is the barrier blocks with the block entity in the middle, because I'm like, I don't know how to make it not go away.
Right.
Hide sneaky waters around under the tree.
Yeah, I considered doing that. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was supposed to be the only diamond thing that was obtainable in
yeah. Do you want to talk about the fact that there were diamonds in accident here? A good segue.
Yeah. So when creating this map, I set all diamonds to be 0 and like up the iron spawn and this and that. I forgot to take into account some of the deep slate ores. So.
Oh, deep slate.
It's deep slate. Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine though.
Yeah. So you just made a script that like all diamonds like instantly vanished.
We just made a loot table that makes the diamond ore not drop anything.
Got it.
12.
And you went around and stole everybody's diamond stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Much to KB's dismay.
Yes. KB was the only one that after we had told everyone like you're not supposed to have diamonds, kept mining diamonds.
Of course.
Surprising no one.
yes, surprising nobody.
He can cry me a river with his blue diamond tears, so it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I also wanted to say for this one was the last one that I made actually. And I don't know, it's probably partially because I was very tired at this point. But like while I was building it, I was like tearing up, like, oh my god, all of the UHCs.
Oh, UHC, so long. UHC 1 and it's so nice.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
And we did UHC 1, we did that was UHC 1 and 2 were before XXX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were before XXX because I think we just mentioned, like, in the Goo Discord, like, hey, we could do a UHC, and I think Chipper wanted to test the blue walls. And believe it or not, that UHC was on a Wednesday. UHC 1 was a Wednesday as well. Yeah. I wasn't at UHC 2 because it was, like, the college, like, it was, like, the weekend you move into college. That's why I wasn't at Season 2. And then we did XXX, and we're like, oh, we should do UHCs again. And it had been, like, 6 months or something, and we did Season 3, then it's been consistent since then, so.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. We still, because I think I'm the only video of Season 1, and then somehow Tenkin has Season 2, which is wild. Has the full video of that one.
It is wild.
All right. Are there any outside of mini games? Are there any other Easter eggs, tiny things that we needed to talk about?
Yes, there's one at least.
I think it did start. I did think it did start at I think it
tower.
I think it did start at midnight, Bean. So maybe it was technically a Thursday.
So if you come up over here.
So actually,
I have no idea who found this during the game.
Hold on, just before we were just paying tribute to UHC 1 by this season being in the middle of the night and starting after.
Yeah.
So I'm at the quest tower, not in the tower.
Yeah, come over here.
There we go.
Okay, this is the last.
This is 0-0.
The Sakana starter chest. Nice, excellent, with a nether star. Oh.
Yeah, I have no idea who found this during the UHC. I'm pretty sure someone did, but
I don't know. We have to if you have.
No one actually mentioned having a nether star.
No one mentioned it. That's for sure.
Do you think Fel might have found it?
I do hope Sakana at least saw the chest.
Sakana starter chest, yes.
This was actually the first Easter egg that I built. I was like, there's got to be a chest at 0-0.
Yeah, you gotta have the Sakana starter chest. Absolutely. I did try to trap it that one UHC. I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, so that's all the Easter eggs.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, that is.
So were you guys going around
with the world?
Yes, placing all the cows and sheep and stuff.
Yeah, Searchy went and placed all the mobs.
So yeah.
It was funny that.
Which I guess I can also briefly mention while like right before I started building all of the structures, I was working on doing the mob attacks for the night, and I accidentally fucking did a /kill at E.
Oh no!
And I wanted to cry. I had to roll back the world a bit. Luckily, neither of us had built anything other than I placed down the starter chest, basically.
Yeah.
But I was really freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god, I've ruined everything!" Hours before.
This is kind of roasting me in the chat. Easy now. All right. Okay, so let's move to the mini games. Let's go to Soulfall.
Yeah.
Soulfall.
So before we get to all the mini games, let's talk about, were there any mini games that got cut? Tons. So
tons.
I thought for sure it'd be like a lava diving game.
We thought about that.
Yeah, we thought about that.
So this one actually kind of came from that, vaguely.
Yeah. It kind of evolved.
Yeah. So
What would be doable?
Let's see.
Yeah. So do you have a list of, or what are your favorite ones that got cut?
List.
Or
yeah.
What?
So
you want to just talk in order?
Yeah.
Or do you want to talk about this one first?
Yeah, we'll talk about the in order, and then we'll touch on that.
Okay. Yeah, we basically just when we were first, going to make it, we kind of were looking at all of the big UHC references, and we're like, can we turn this into a game somehow?
Yes.
So starting with Death Rays Ho.
So yeah, we were thinking maybe like a land claiming mini game, where you get set in an area and you got to till the most land. And, the other thing was to try and collect the most apples by using hose.
Yeah, hoeing thing, which also goes into Searchy, popularizing that.
But I couldn't get the right mechanics to work for it. So.
Oh, did you actually try to make this one?
I did, yeah. It was a backup. it never really came to much more than a few lines of code and trying to track how many bits he tiled.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, the Blue Walls one, which this I honestly might still try to make this a game at some point, because in my head it would be a lot of fun. So the main idea was that which I don't know how it would have worked into all of this. That's part of the problem for doing it in this. But basically, it was like the border's really small, right? And you got 2 teams on like either side, and they have to do certain tasks that move the border like towards them and away from the other team.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a tug of war with the border was the idea.
Yeah. So in my mind, it would have been set roughly in that, the Bowl Valley one with all the mobs. So
yes.
the 2 teams on both hills. Again,
that would have been good.
Occurrence. And like, there'd be things that you'd have to do on both sides to kind of pull the border towards you and away from the other team. Like, so again, we fleshed it out quite a lot, but in the end, it didn't.
Yeah, a lot of these are like pretty strong ideas, but just not in this.
Yeah, so
didn't happen in this.
Are there any other games you want to mention?
We done that.
Yeah.
The lava dive.
Yeah.
The lava dive. We were thinking some kind of like dropper minigame, basically. And probably going through lava at some point in it.
Yeah. And it was very tangential to try and tie that in everything, and kind of almost going to like the J-Luce Gardax water bucket save from the end in like 62.
Oh, yeah.
Running in, because I
thought about tying in that.
To start the dropper, you'd like run into the dragon, get launched up, and then have to kind of like.
Oh wow! Okay.
We had some wild ideas, and then also we thought like maybe that could link in with the reference of you falling trying to place gravel soccer and then you falling.
Yeah,
because they all have to do with falling.
I just want to be clear before we go to self-fall mini game. I just fell.
Yeah,
through a hole in the nether. Let's be clear about this. Soccer placed the gravel and then went in on purpose and died. I didn't do that.
I understand what happened to him.
I do.
Lagged at it. Yeah.
I do. I just want to be.
But it is very funny.
Yeah, like just want to be clear here. Okay, I don't know. We can maybe talk about some more cut mini games next time. Let's get into Soulfall. So I heard this was Cheese's.
Yes,
this is the one that I made. Searchy again made the building, and I just came in here and I ruined it.
It was Fluff Pandas who was with us, Comp.
Yes, it was Fluff.
Yeah. Trust me. I remember it was Fluff.
Man, yeah.
So did you build the structure, Cheese?
No, Searchy built the structure.
Okay.
I requested changes to it. Like originally the structure did not have these middle bridge dividers areas.
I see.
Searchy made those once I told him more about what the idea would be for how the game runs.
Originally it was just a massive open space.
Was this one of the things that you had beforehand also?
Yes and no. Yes, so this is one of the... There's a lot of lore to this building.
Okay.
I wanted to include this because it's one of the first projects I ever started on. Included this. There was 2 projects. There was a vanilla CTM style thing and a modded modded story basically is what it was, and you crashed in a jungle,
an adventure map, some might say.
Oh god, it's basically from that?
Yes, like that far back.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah. So think like one dog.
The original project.
And then this was one of the first structures you came across in that, you crashed in the jungle in this plane, a la Survivor, and a bunch of other references. But,
I don't think they're crashing them in planes in Survivor. But...
no, the movie.
The movie.
With,
okay.
Wilson.
Castaway.
That's the one. Yeah. Sorry. Trainers, yeah. So this was one of like the first things that you'd ever come across, and there was meant to be like this whole story tied to it all. But yeah, it never came to fruition. And this was the only thing other than the plane that I'd built. So I wanted to include that too. Yeah. So a lot of updating, a lot of repurposing. But yeah, so that's where this came from.
Excellent.
Incredible.
That is really cool. And so did you always have the so you had the idea, you're like, people have to design parkour from top down?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this was in my head for a while before actually starting to make it. And like when I went to finally make it, I designed I designed the actual like parkour, like, you know, come down here and place the gravel.
Oh, so you just made a parkour, and then
I made a course, and then I made like the soul sand area, like with the spots where they could place it down, and added a few like, you know, extra spots so that they could change it up a bit. Like for this first one here, I guess talking about the one that I always would build for it is this.
I just broke one of the barrier blocks.
Which neither of the teams made this one.
It was cool at first because I was the first builder, and that was a lot of fun because it was like, okay. Do we have this much gravel?
I think so.
I think the first one was fairly.
It was 14 gravel, so I don't know.
Bean says he told us to do that. We ended up doing the first.
You told your team to do that.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean the first one was, you know, obviously supposed to be the easiest, and each of the teams seemed to get by it pretty easily.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the second one. Let's click the button.
I need to.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to run some stuff.
I need to run it. Yeah.
That'd be the.
I don't know that it worked. Because it should have cleared this.
Because I was upstairs, I think.
No, it should have cleared it no matter what.
Oh well.
Game
But I ran this one.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it goes.
And I got stuck in survival.
No, I do know about that problem.
It put me in survival mode.
Yeah, it does that.
It's like, ow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Is the second one good? Does it feel we need to talk about?
Yes, I need to run the thing.
I didn't even see there's little fish. There's all the fish down there.
Yeah, there's a little fish pond. This was covered up for most of the time.
Yeah, and then
in development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed it to glass so that you could see it, because I'm like, searching like every spot here actually has that under it. Like if you go under the soul sand, there's water.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because that's what the building originally was. Yeah.
We just repurpose things. But yeah, it was a lot of like evolving. Like I'd do bits and send the world to Cheese, and she'd be like, "Can you do this?" And then I change it, and then she'd change bits, and then like it's a lot of collaboration to get to the final. You know.
Yeah.
Final design. But yeah, man, did it pay off?
No, for sure. Yeah, we just got a bone to pick with Puzzle 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely your guys' fault. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
That worked. Yeah. It did.
Fun.
I heard a blog.
Over on Yellow's side.
Oh.
Are we on the other side?
Yeah, you are. Get over it.
Just breaking shit.
Gardex, destroy.
Destroy
everything.
Okay. Now it would be a lot easier if we had it like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cheese, then you had the different blocks that gave you effects, which was cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're able to recreate that, or that would be annoying.
I mean, yeah. Let's give myself the building run.
there was 3 effects.
Or I could just Oh, I guess while we're here, also the well, that didn't work. Oh, because that was the wrong stage. Haha. The name of this game in the code is Jungle Drop, and it was Jungle Drop. We called it Jungle Drop up until a few days before because we just didn't decide on a name, and that was like the placeholder name that we had. I believe.
Yeah, then it would have been a reference to Carrot's Fall Off the Jungle Tree.
This was the idea.
Very much not what Yellow Team had, but somebody did it.
No, yeah,
which is the problem, because when somebody does it, then it
exactly.
locks.
Yeah, when I saw that that's what happened, I was like, oh no, I think they just screwed their team unintentionally. Like,
yeah, we didn't plan
so
for
bad at parkour.
stupidity.
Didn't plan for stupidity.
I mean,
Jesus, like
it was supposed to be kind of, you know, because it only locked in once someone actually completes the course.
So we had to do it by people.
If someone could do it.
By people going around the window.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's called a Neo.
A Neo.
Yeah, that was my bad for using pain.
You know, the
No, thank you. We'd have been there all week. Bean is to blame. Bean's too good.
Yeah, I mean it's also the builder's fault because they built the course over here and not where the exit was.
Yeah, who was even the? I don't remember.
Quill.
I think it was Quill. I think Quill was the builder. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hopeful for you guys when the like handful of you did complete it.
Yeah,
kind of fast.
It only took one. Yeah, it was tough. We needed just one more person. We were way behind. But then Blue Team fucked up the third one somehow.
They did somehow make the last one weirdly difficult. I don't know why it was so difficult for them, but
yeah, do we want to go to the final one? You can show the intended route for stage 3. Oh.
Well, there's 4 stages, so this is not the final one.
Yeah, was this the speed?
Oh, I forgot there were 4.
This was the jump. The speed one's the last one.
This is jump boost.
Because we swapped speed and levitation.
Yeah, this one was pretty simple. Just, you know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
This one was the easiest, I think. Something like that. In terms of like the ones with the blocks.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could also be like over here and here. This one had a few ways to build it, but
yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
I feel like nobody really had many issues with this one, which is why I don't remember it really.
Yeah, no. I think if I were to totally reorder the courses, this one would probably be the second one, and the second one would be the third one. But I didn't have the time to redo that because I would have had to like remake the floors and like move the thing that I just but I did which I can talk about in a minute. This one up. Yeah, this one. Oops, there goes my book. This one, the idea was basically this was the one that the teams actually built. What I expected them to build, which was something like this. Well, the one team did, the other team didn't.
Yes. Yeah, I was like...
Which this one is definitely by far the hardest to parkour and the hardest to figure out how to build, I think.
Yeah.
Which is funny because this one was the second course for the majority of the time I was making this. This was the second course. I switched it like the day before because I'm like, I know that this one's the hardest. I know it is. It should not be the second course.
So Blue Team tried it from the side.
Yeah, Blue Team I think was, I don't remember what they did. Something like this.
Yeah, it was very, very esoteric.
They had to jump to here.
But we also wanted to add a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I didn't want every course to be exactly the same, and I was very happy that it didn't turn out like that.
Yes, no, that
Like-
was great.
Like, so I have to say, like, when it was actually happening and you guys were playing, like, I thought I meant to do like more like commentary about what was going on, but I was only just like watching, just like smiling, so happy, because like the main thing with this, the idea was like, I really want them to like communicate and like work together to figure out what to do, and like that's exactly what was happening, and I was just so incredibly happy to see it working out.
And this one felt so much like a lot of the actual like Survivor challenges are, where like two teams are like doing the same thing like side by side, and people have like different jobs and they're like yelling at each other and maybe copying the other team if they see the other team is a little ahead of them and things like that. So
yeah, I was so happy because like this is something I didn't think about until afterwards, after everything. But like this is the first like kind of full like game that I made. Like I've made all the mini game stuff, but that all is like part of the UHC stuff. But this is the first kind of like standalone sort of game that I've made.
You've made all the scenarios.
I didn't think about this until afterwards. I made the scenarios, but never like a game. And it worked out so well, and I was so happy. I couldn't do anything except like sit there and smile until I was finally like, oh, I should be like saying things.
Yeah, no, this was very. I mean, geez, the streets are saying they want a full Soulfall.
I know. Yeah, I did. Bean also just told me that in chat, and I appreciate that so much. That makes me really happy. The problem will be that's going to be difficult because, like I said, the way I make the courses is I make the courses and then I make the thing around it. So it's not.
You'd have to make
like I could easily make a whole ton of courses, and if I were to do this, then I couldn't play because I would knew how to build all of the courses.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, if you somehow...
Like, I would have to try to make something that could make a random course.
Yes.
Which sounds really, really difficult. Like, not impossible. Like, I have thought about it since then, since you guys had said this about how it might be done. But it definitely seems difficult.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know if like you have to make it so it's possible, right?
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Like, how do I make it randomized but also know that it's doable?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could if you give people enough gravel, then everyone would be too easy potentially. So you need to.
Yeah, like if I just gave tons of gravel, then they could always just like make a course that they could just normal parkour, unless like the platform is made in a specific way that somehow wouldn't work out. But it'd be pretty difficult. Like this is the only one that like if you only had gravel, you wouldn't be able to complete the course because you have to make this long ass jump.
Right.
Where the others, if you had gravel, you could still complete them. Like infinite gravel.
Yeah.
But yeah. I am very happy that everyone seemed to really like this one. I was honestly so nervous. So incredibly nervous.
You nervous? No way.
I fully expected this one to be like one of the least favorites because I know there are some people that just fucking hate parkour.
I mean, I'm pretty bad at parkour, but yeah.
But none of these were supposed to be like super hard parkour. It was mostly supposed to be, communicate with your team was the big thing.
Yeah, maybe the lesson team should learn is should make it so a bad person completes it, not so a crazy parkour champ does it. Now it's locked in, and they're like, shit.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I should have. That was one of the things I forgot to say at the start. Is that when someone completes it, like not only does that like make them the builder, but it also like locks in the course. I should have said that. I mean, you guys figured it out because.
And I like you didn't tell us what the powder did.
Yeah, no, that was definitely supposed to be part of it, like part of the communication. Like you guys need to talk to each other to figure out what this does and where you have to place things and all of this.
Yeah. So, other than being very hands off for and I'm just helping for like testing and like batting ideas around.
Yeah, Saoirse did help me some. Testing it and like making it a bit
I did. at there was a request of potentially having some music for this.
Oh, the music was.
Oh yeah, he
music
did pick the
blasted
music.
my eardrums.
I
forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah. You can play.
you can turn it down.
I did.
Like,
I turned jukeboxes / note blocks to 0.
Yeah, that's what it was playing as.
Yeah. I was like, can anybody else? And some people already had done that. And I'm like, can anybody else hear this music? I'm like, my ears are bleeding.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be as. It should have been quieter. But,
we should have turned it down more, but.
Yeah. They were, each unique-ish tracks to each of the different levels.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did hear him. Sorry. This was excellent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a good starting point for everything.
So I do, since we're talking about things that went slightly wrong, before we go to guard T. Before we go to guard T, we had the night where you guys spawn things on everybody. And
oh boy!
I say this is the only. I was joking with Cheese about this on Thursday. That's the only thing that I was not a fan of. Mainly because Yellow Team just got fucking annihilated by mobs.
Why don't we go?
To yellow base.
Yellow base. I'm a yellow base.
Sure.
There were. It was the first time I'd ever seen a creaking, but.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's outside the videos and stuff. Yeah, I saw creaking, but.
So the mob attacks for the night was the other big thing that I made, so we can blame me. But how it was supposed to work was 3 mobs would spawn on each player to start, and they were meant to target that player only, which that was the part that I don't know, sometimes it seemed like it was working and sometimes it seemed like it didn't, and it was frustrating me to no end.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the only like concern that I have, like, that could have gone wrong with like the actual code for that one, is that maybe the targeting didn't actually work.
See you, Bean.
Bye, Bean.
Was it? I mean, really, the people. It was Sakana and J-Dub specifically died like 6+ times, and I know Sakana.
Yes.
I don't know if J-Dub was already like kind of out of it, which is why he died that many times, or that made it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
But yeah, it was supposed to be three mobs would spawn on each player, and they were supposed to target specifically that player. And then it was, once those 3 mobs are dead, then another 3 would spawn. There was supposed to be like rounds with a bit of delay in between, I should specify.
So I don't know. I mean, Compkin says I haven't had a chance to go back and like look at what happened with Blue Team, but I mean, most of Yellow Team was together here at the base.
Yes, and this is I was saying this earlier, but I think that turned out being a problem because the way that it spawned the mobs on people is it used the spread players command to like put them around the person. But the problem with spread players is it cannot spread things into water. And these are small islands that you guys were all on, and it probably made the mobs also appear way closer to you guys than it was meant to.
So I didn't know that was an issue with that, because we ended up
I really should have thought about that when I had made it.
Yeah, we didn't have all the team.
Like
we had a lot of Yellow Team at the base, and it was a problem. Because eventually, I didn't know that they couldn't spawn in water, but we eventually didn't realize. But then we were like, just run into the water. So that's what we were doing, hanging out in the water. I understand of having like, the rounds and stuff. I just we were just slightly too undergeared, I think.
Angelic
says they spawned on him in the ocean. I don't know.
So they can spawn in the ocean if and only if there's kelp at the top of the water.
Ah.
It can decide to pick where kelp is if it's at the very top of the water.
So
it's weird.
It could spawn like here because this kelp's like.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a funny nuance.
Yeah, it's a weird quirk with the spread players thing.
Yeah, and you said there was another, because we ended up skipping in between Units 2 3. You had different mobs. There was going to be different mobs.
Yes, I was trying to run it so that we could see it, but it's not working for some reason. I don't know.
So yeah, the night one was meant to be zombie, skeleton, creeper, spider, and creaking. And the creaking really, we only added it in there as like a filler.
They were just a little silly.
Yeah, we knew they wouldn't do anything because there was no creaking hearts.
They killed somebody. Somebody died.
Yeah, Sakana died to it. Yeah.
Somebody got creaking.
Yeah. The creaking only have half a heart when they don't have like a heart that they're attached to. They're just instant
It was
kill.
even worse because I went to like go get a drink and I just like I'll just sleep in the bed and I like stood up from my computer to like go get a drink or something. I come back
funny.
like 30 seconds later and everyone's like, "Oh my god, we're all dead. There's some mobs." And I'm like, "What's happening? I'm in the bed. What do you mean there's mobs everywhere?" Yeah, so round 2
it's actually because
it's daytime. I don't know.
So yeah, round 2 was then witches, pillagers, husks, drowned, and slimes.
Oh god. Is there round 3?
Night 3.
Oh no.
Stray, phantom, cave spiders, breezes.
like to be clear, these were added to the pool. It wouldn't only be these.
Yeah, no.
And the pool is weighted, so like there's way more zombies than like other things.
I see.
So for like every 10 zombies, you might see 1 breeze.
Yeah, and like the other thing with the rounds is everyone would have the same round. So like once you kill your first 3, it'll spawn the next round. And then like for anyone else who also got through their first round, they would get the same next 3 mobs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like you put a lot of thought to that. I just don't think people were prepared. For that.
I mean, I'm surprised. Like especially like the first round, it was only zombies, skeletons, creatures. It's just it was, like you guys are already dealing with these. There's just a few more of them.
I don't know. There were at least for Sakana J-Dub, there were a lot of them.
Yeah, no, like the other thing with you guys was, you know, because you were all at your base and you also spawned at your base, and that's where the guys were not good.
Yeah, we all set our spawns in the
if I were to change something about it, I would definitely at least change like if someone dies, all the mobs that were going after them would also die.
Yeah.
So that they weren't like still around.
Yeah, and it's I mean, you know, if we did more island exploration, like Binu had to leave. I mean, the UHC.
Yeah, it is.
The UHC started at like 2:30 a.m. Eastern. It would have been like 4:30 a.m. Eastern. The actual UHC started. So.
Yeah, it is a little extra funny how unprepared everyone was because you were all given an extra day. You were not supposed to have a whole extra day in there, but you sure were, and it still didn't go good. So, yeah.
Well, I think it also stacks because I didn't die in this world, but people were losing half a heart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So by the time Sakana was respawning, she was at like 5 hearts, which is like the lowest, right? And then she was just getting like, you know, just was like snowballing because she had less health every time.
Yeah, it is. Like, I should have probably tried to make it not spawn at your bases or something. Like, I don't know.
Like the base, the mob attacks a safe zone, and if you were out, that actually probably would have worked. Like the bases, but
that probably would have worked.
If you were out exploring, you were in danger. Yeah.
Yeah. The mob attacks were the last like big Cody thing that I made. So
I don't know. Maybe the idea of mob waves. Maybe we can revisit that one in
Like
the future.
I mean, that's from the Surviving Minecraft Island. Every night they had to fight mobs, and they progressively got harder.
Yeah.
Which, did you go through all the
No,
rounds?
all the
Searching?
The rounds. There was one more night.
You said round 3, but you're laughing. Is there round 4?
Round 4: Blaze, Wither Skeletons, Magma Cubes, Bogged, and Ghasts.
Damn. All right.
Which again, these are just added to the pool. It's not like you're gonna suddenly be surrounded by a ghast ablaze and a wither skeleton.
Yes.
Technically possible, but unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheese is live swirly, so we can get the British man here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's something else I was gonna say about it. Oh, you did say the bee, right?
Yeah,
That's one of the other references.
Yeah, you said the bee was in there. It was
gonna be bees.
Reference to Fluff dying to the bee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say all mobs people have died to, but nobody's died to a bogged yet.
There's still time.
There's plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Yeah. Give Jay Loose a couple of seasons.
Oh God! Don't let James listen to this.
Yeah, I am sorry that the mob attacks did not go well.
Yeah.
No, it's
I mean, it was meant to be a challenge, but it was a little bit too much.
Yeah. But I mean, I think with more tweaking and stuff, it could have just been,
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Can you turn off the day-night cycle? Can you just get back to? This I just noticed the sun is setting. Jeez. you just lock in the time.
Sun's getting real low, big boy.
Sun's getting real low. That's right. All right, so we did the mob attacks, and then we went to guard tea.
Guard tea.
Which I kept thinking there was like, we're indoors.
Yeah, this was where I was in my head. I would be like in here waiting for everyone to appear, and then I would be like, "Hello and welcome."
So it was hard to read the T sign from behind the dragon head. So I was like, "Am I missing a letter?" I didn't notice the cool dragon.
Yeah, they're.
It's you. It's your emblem.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, solidified Galidia, but so yeah.
So the sign wasn't on, and then
the sign wasn't there until it was time to play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, technically it was there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes until I realized that it was there, and then I turned it off.
Yeah, we'll talk about the swap and the mold in a minute. So I just want the design of the exterior, Searchy. So we have all these cars that have all names on them.
They were meant to be
guard van
number plates for everything, but I ended up running out of time. So some of them have none, some of them have like duplicates. Like this one is the Sakana Mobile. This one has nothing. This one is the Dock Van.
The Dock Van.
And this is the J-Dub's Wagon.
J-Dub Wagon. We had guard
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh. Yeah, this is guard van.
It's mini dock van.
Mini dock van. Sakata Mobile hype.
This one's got nothing. This one's got nothing. This one is the cheese car.
Cheese car.
Obviously, it's orange. That loose wagon. I like that one a lot.
The loose wagon, definitely the best.
That loose wagon.
It's good.
Another J-Dub Mobile.
Yeah, so was this a structure that you had in the archives?
Yes. Yeah, so it's been modified slightly. It was completely empty.
Sure.
And so it was adding lots of all the details and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the rooms on the inside, the decorative rooms.
Yeah, so
if you come into one of them, you might recognize it, Gardex.
So let's see. Yeah, so I didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this one.
Was this from Clue?
From Clue.
Yeah. They're the rooms from the Clue.
Yeah, again, trying to bring little nods.
Room there. No, there's not.
there.
I mean, this is all. I don't think anyone saw these because they're like upstairs. And,
are they all different clue rooms?
this is the same one.
The same clue room.
The top bit was mirrored, but yeah, there was like
right.
Well,
there was at least one more, I think.
I didn't realize this was supposed to be like my laptop. Gardex is that?
Yeah.
Are these new paintings?
They are.
Yeah.
Aren't they cool?
They are cool.
I wanted to use some of the new things.
Yeah, I really like the
these way here. Like this is my establishment. So obviously this was a reference to season 25, I think, where I said if we win to Drag UHC, I was going to print the T-shirts. And,
the shirts.
Which we did. We have the UHC 100 shirts.
Yeah.
Those were the promised T-shirts from when I did win season 98. So good timing. But yeah, so we did do the swap. So was the swap? You had the swap predetermined?
Yeah, it was kind of pre-planned, but we had to change it around when it actually became time.
To again try and make it fair for everyone across the board.
Yeah, for some reason I thought we'd swap, because I think my initial was swap after 2 mini games. Not that it matters. So I was expecting it before the second one, but
yeah, that was what you had said, but that was also back when we thought we were going to make 4 mini games. Yeah, we figured this would be a little better, like towards the end, having your set team instead of longer time with the set team.
Yeah, because it is a thing from Survivor where they're like, oh, now see how you do when you do the, now your teams get jumbled up. Now what the hell's gonna happen?
I know, right? It's kind of 4 mini games.
Yeah, are there any more?
We're gonna do that.
Are there any more mini games that didn't make the cut that you want to bring up here?
Let's have a look. Carrots blown up by carrots. Cannon style target mini game.
Okay.
The comp diamond trick.
The comp trick. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Like a diamond hide and seek.
Just like a big lake of diamonds of lava with the diamonds and stuff under it.
Bright eyes ender pearls into guard axes arrows. Like a like a ender pearl style. Not Jackie Chan. Tomb Raider. The one that Gardex just played.
Like a platforming course.
Yes, parkour.
Yeah, like that one. But yeah. Then I also really wanted to make something with the Trident Man, but yeah, I didn't ever get
something
really
with Tridents. I mean, you have your Trident game that you already had made, but.
So we also had
the torpedo.
Yeah.
We also had the moles.
Yes, the moles. You know what made me laugh just a minute ago? Because I looked over at our planning doc, and I love that one of the things on here is just, how could we factor moles into all of this ? From our two, the mole UHCs, and you had Bean on our team and Doc who got swapped.
Yes.
The blue team was the mole.
Yeah, of course it had to be Bean.
It had to be Doc.
And Doc and Bean.
Them.
Yeah.
I
forgot about that till later. You pulled Bean away to talk to him, and it was after the whole thing finished, it was like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. I'm like, what was that? It's like, oh, I was a mole.
Yeah, I was. I did think about pulling aside a few other people just to see how they were doing to make it less suspicious, but I don't think anyone realized.
There was there was just so much happening that I forgot.
Yeah,
about that.
exactly.
So, okay, let's get back into the game.
The guard tee, yeah.
The guard tee, the Gardini guarantee.
Gardini guarantee. So this is.
This is before we fixed it.
Yeah, so it was broken at the beginning. So what? Yes, it just I don't know what the issue was.
Oh yeah, there is a missing.
There was literally just there was supposed to be command blocks under each of these, and they weren't there.
It got sliced. Sadly.
Yeah, I was wondering how that happened.
Sliced.
I see. When you copied it. Yeah, no. What's weirdly funny is that Searchy and I had, after he had made this and we tested it in the top ones, because there was only one set of the mixing room and the t-shirt room to start with.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Searchy, I really think that there should be one for each team. I don't think they should be in the same spot.
Oh my God, this is like the mixer's done with a spawner.
Yes, so this is again something I've had working. Like the mixers were on a, again just in my test.
Yeah, this whole game wasn't it a game that you had already made basically?
Yeah, in like theory, but not in practice. So I had all the theory done for it. It was just needed to be put into with some tweaks here and there. But yeah, so basically the mixers, if anyone is wondering how they're done, it's a command block that has a minecart with a quartz block in the middle of it, and that quartz block is offset from the minecart entity in the
oh, I see what you're saying.
That's what makes it spin.
So it's part of the dungeon spinning, but you just have it like
it's
put way out.
It's
like
just the spawner.
It's just way out.
That's really cool.
And I changed the spawner to be the color of the concrete that you put in on the side.
Oh, that's really cool, Searchy.
Yeah, it's yeah, yeah. It's a lot of fun to come up with that color. You can do some cool things with things like that.
I'm glad comp. Yeah, this one was also, a lot of communication, a lot of figuring out what to do, work together.
Yeah, so I only ever saw the part up here where we actually mixed the dyes together.
Yeah, you were in the mixing group.
I was in the mixing room, and then eventually I just became the guy who just collects the dyes and puts the dyes in the thing for the t-shirt people.
Yeah, I do know Doc was in the mixing room, and what she was doing most of the time was she was at the secondary mixer and just kept placing down the wrong blocks so that it couldn't be used. It was very good. I very much appreciated what she was doing.
They still kicked her ass.
Which this is one of the things that I was going to say. In hindsight, we should have made sure that Doc and Bean went to the same room, like that they were both either the mixers or both either the t-shirt people. I didn't think about it until afterwards. And yeah, I do. I was there when you were there with her, Angelic, and you were like, Doc, it has to be the same color. It was very funny.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, Bean was just hoarding dye, I guess, is what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, I couldn't quite tell what Bean was doing. I mean, I was mostly trying to watch Yellow, but that does make sense, because, I saw him constantly running around collecting the dyes, but he also was still giving out some of the dyes, which is why I was like, I don't know, because, I mean, it's not like I could look at his inventory.
There's a full lush cave under here. So I need to go up. So I saw the mixer. So I've seen the mixer. So where is the?
So both mixers are on one side for both teams, and on the other side of the so one final thing about this room is it's CYMK. So it is originally I had it as the primary colors like red, green, blue, etc. But I decided to make it more like a printer, because I wanted people to think a bit more about the colors, because people, yellow and blue make green. A lot of people know that, but well, how do I get green from yellow, cyan, magenta? It's a bit more of a different way of looking at things. I wanted teamwork and communication. Hence why you get the dice here, then you go up to the mixer, then they come out down here, then you got to go back up to give them to the other team. So it's a lot of I wanted people to kind of make a conveyor belt of sweatshop workers.
I'm seeing Glass Honey. Did you think a sweatshop was where they made sweatpants?
So good. So if we go down to blue,
go down into the bowels.
Into the bowels.
Yeah, so these are way down because these were made after the fact.
Yeah,
you know, because there's only 2 of these. There's only one of each of these rooms at first.
So this
and then
this
I
room
made him copy it, and I apparently ruined it. I never finished telling that story. So like after he copied the rooms, right, to make a second set, we then tested this set of rooms, and it worked fine. We did not go back and test the first set of rooms.
I see.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
Yeah.
So
I wanted it to look very pipe-like, very like like you were bringing things in. Hence why in the pipes on the either side of this you've got sand that like falls and floats. And then
Yeah,
comes
so
back down.
cool.
What's funny about these is I did fix these. These weren't working for the blue team, and I noticed it like the night before, and I fixed it.
Sometimes the entity gets like just poofs vanished.
Yeah, I think when you copied over, it probably just didn't copy it at all. Is what probably happened. So yeah.
So yeah.
Because I did always like these. Yeah.
So I never saw Bean has said all these.
So these little things. These were clues for how to mix the dyes.
Yes. And nobody in Yellow Team realized this.
Bean had found them and did not tell anybody. Hence the mole, which is very good.
Team working, like, because I know it's difficult to figure out what colours are what, so I added these little bits of flashy colours around the room to, like cyan and black make dark blue, and then right above the doorway to hopefully show people like this is the recipe.
I mean, you pointed it out for them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Originally it was using leather, but we decided to make an executive change.
Oh, you sent me a picture.
Did I?
Oh yeah. No, sorry. Bean was showing me all the dye that he was hoarding.
I think it was a lot.
Very good.
Yeah, I didn't know if the mole would continue. That's probably true.
So the dyes got put into the cauldron in the other room, and then and this part is 100% random. It picks 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it summers
these 4 pipes.
Oh, it just randomly plops it out in one of these pipes.
Absolutely random. I actually managed to figure that out fairly easy, so I thought, hey, why not? I can do that. Again, kind of give
then where did they take the dyes?
Oh, we should turn it on, I guess, so that he can see the.
Where are we?
Yeah, because I was on the mixer part, so I have no idea.
There we go.
Okay, so these guys wanted shirts.
And these guys. So I wanted to have more use for the dyes, so I added the leather cellar, which is there's 2 leather cellars. So again,
that's funny. They're still called leather cellars, Sergi.
Yeah, they are. I kept it for that reason.
Very funny.
Short guy alpha and short guy dose. Can't believe Snurch solved true randomness. I know the shadow test.
Yeah. Snurch is no AI. So Snurch.io came up with this. So yeah, you use one of the primary colours to buy your materials, and then the craft up on the second floor, again trying to add more. And you've got to run over to the pier to then run all the way back down to sell it. And then you've got two shirt sellers who are both independent of one another. So shirt guy Alpha and shirt guy Dose, obviously 1 and 2.
Yes.
And so you've got your new orders incoming, and I think it's every 30 seconds it refreshes, which is enough time because it takes 5 seconds to make a dye, and then I estimate about 15 seconds to get it down here and someone to pick it up. So as long as you have the materials prepared, you can then go straight into doing that.
And then you got the guard.
There you go. Now you can talk to this man to see.
Okay, I was trying to, and then gotcha. And then he wants purple, and then you get the guard key, which is a trial key.
Yeah. So then this one wants a lime tunic. So
yeah, this.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, after you.
Now you. I was just gonna say one of the things that I had really wanted to do but ran out of time was I really wanted to give a custom texture for the guard tees.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
My face.
But I did not have time to do it. Well, I didn't know what I was gonna make it as until you announced the thing with the shirt, so I was gonna make it look like that then.
Oh, gotcha.
But did not have time to figure that all out. So.
So every time that the new orders incoming counts down, there is a chance that the shirt sellers change their trade or want the same color.
Right.
So yeah. So he's went from blue to cyan now. So yeah. I think if I were to redo this, I'd have more things for people to do down here. So. Because it felt like there was time when the people down here were just kind of hanging around waiting for the materials to come in.
I mean the t-shirt people are definitely just waiting at the start.
What I would have done is it was kind of a quick fix, but so the leather sellers I'd remove, and then you'd actually have to make the materials yourself down here.
Right, they have some kind of task.
So I'd get rid of like these pipes here and then put them either side down here. So yeah, that is what I would do if this one then gets continued.
I do think that like visually this is the best of the three because it really does feel like you're in a you're in a factory.
Yeah, I do absolutely love this building. It is awesome.
So this one was from a design that Chipper and I did.
Chipper.
Yeah. So when he was we were working on the game together and he got me on board. Thanks to Carrots, actually, for introducing me to Chipper. We were working on a game. I still have all the files for that, actually. So, maybe one day you'll see that. So it was We Were Here, but in Minecraft.
Oh!
Yeah, that's what this is based on.
Yeah, hence why you'd have one person up above and then one person down below.
Gotcha.
So I thought, hey, it's perfect for this, just change it slightly. Again, Snurch has this ever increasing notepad of things to things he's done.
Absolutely.
Never ends.
Yeah. But so it's and that really is everything here. So you make the guard tees, you get the guard keys.
That's right. To get guarantees.
The guard keys, guard act guarantees with the key. So yeah, you got the keys, and then it was. Oh. There we go. Let's kill everything.
R.I.P.
So then we go back up to the top, where everyone would then just put in their.
Went the wrong way.
We sure did.
It's only a little bit of a maze.
Only a little bit.
I guess I will also say this was the game that was the least close, but it was still pretty close. And I do think we are to blame for that, at least somewhat, because with the yellow team's, dyes not working, like, it did give, I think, blue unintentionally, more time to realize, like, what was going on and how it worked.
I was pretty surprised. Like, I thought, I didn't know about Bean being the mole, but
both of you did amazing.
Yeah, honestly. But I thought we kicked ass, and then when they beat us by like 10 keys, I was like, damn, all right, guess we didn't.
Yeah, they were like blue was powering through it, like really.
Yeah, blue definitely like understood what was happening a little bit sooner than yellow did, and that was, I think, the only thing that made such a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it just goes into a hopper, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the guard.
That's the guard tee, and then I feel like we got to discuss one of the most absurd parts where we're all out here preparing to go to the third one.
Oh my god!
And a fucking creeper comes off the side of the building and blows up Cicada. Like how?
Absurd!
And it had to be Cicada too.
It had to be Cicada.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, no! Oh my god!
There there wasn't supposed to be
No!
mobs in this time. Where did it come from?
I cannot believe that happened. I was like...
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Damn.
Because it's a bit crazy.
Good.
Crazy. Well, yes, this was great. We finally have the t-shirts.
Yep. So this is your factory.
Oh god, yeah. I thought it just made sweatpants.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Quest. Why is it called WTF in the book?
The name of this game is What the Fuck's a Blast Furnace?
What the fuck's a blast furnace?
Of course, we couldn't say that.
So it had an acronym going for
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this is the intro little room, and then we had the maps to the Dark Oak and the Mangrove Village.
So we agreed that the person or the team that was kind of had the less luck for the whole thing.
Well, no, actually, what it was gonna be was the team that won the previous one was gonna have the pick, but
you
I
felt
decided
bad.
to do the other way around.
Yeah.
Yes, and that she's
Yeah, like
transformed
we had thought. Sorry, we had thought about having like little things like that sort of like carry between the games as like a an additional reason to want to win.
Yeah.
But it didn't really happen.
right.
So for the idea for this one went through, I think, the most iterations of redoing.
This one, if I personally was going to remake this, it would be so different. But yeah, please continue.
So what I had to work with was what the fuck's a blast furnace? That is it.
Yeah,
that's it.
What the fuck is a blast furnace?
Yeah, and then I think it was me that started like having the ideas like, well, like what if like, they have to do all these little like tasks that eventually come together to them getting a blast furnace, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of came about like you have a crafting recipe, like each one gives you like a piece of the puzzle, and you have this crafting recipe.
Originally it was going to be like a recipe for the blast furnace that's just like absurd. It's just like a whole bunch of weird different items like that come together to make a blast furnace.
Yeah.
So then we decided to have like them split into two villages, and then the quests will be given in the village. Then at the end we kind of decided, right, we'll have one main starting area, and then they'd go off.
Yeah, like after the main like villages were made, I was like, what if like there was just a guy that like gave them this quest?
Yeah,
just as a little fun thing.
Yes, the monocle man.
Yes, Sir Droopy Monocle, as was totally his name the entire time. The fourth,
yes.
Two very, very different villages to choose from. Both
we
had
just
exactly the same amount of resources.
We just chose Mangrove because it was closer to Yellow Camp. That's why we chose Mangrove. So what's
I do think Mangrove is probably the one to pick if you were to have to give it a choice.
But I know why we didn't win.
So
I
like
teleported to Mangrove, by the way.
It works out like this. The Mangrove village is smaller, significantly smaller.
Yes.
But it's a bit farther away from the quest tower.
Yeah, ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So we had what were all the different things people had? Because it was a lot of chaos. I don't know if you need to start up the game so we can see all the different villagers.
Start it.
Yeah. So outside also a nod to the Obsidian mining game.
Oh yeah. This is
this is like the
the Obsidian mining game cart.
Yeah. So again,
wow, is comp swearing in the chat? Yeah, the reason we had an issue was we missed one of the traders.
Yeah, it is. That is
Right.
a shame because I think
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, really close. Like, you guys left your villages within like 10 seconds of each other or something like that.
Okay, so I've got villager cheese was banners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Doc wanted 16 armor stands.
Yeah. So where's
So we had villager Sakana. I'm trying to go through everybody. I think it was villager soccer we missed. I don't.
Yeah, villager. If you want to see where he is, if you go to the start.
I mean, we eventually found him. Villager fell, but we didn't see him right away. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, soccer wanted 24 candles.
Villager comp.
Bean, 24 item frames.
Yeah. So it was flower pot. So your basic resources were clay, resin clumps, cherry logs, spiders, beehives, cows, sugarcane, pumpkins, and chicken and tough. Yeah.
Did you want to tell him what it was at first?
So yeah, so instead of the what was it, like 8 banners?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 16 banners.
Ah, it's a lot of banners.
That is a lot of banners, and when
I
we
think
were
it was more than that, wasn't it?
Oh, it might have been 6.
I think it might have been 32.
It might have been 32.
32 banners.
It was, I don't know, when we tested it, it took like me
hours.
alone over an hour, like an hour and a half or something to complete it. And it's like, this is way too much.
You know, and granted, that was just us testing it one person.
Yeah, like obviously it'll be faster with a whole team, but but definitely way too much.
Comp thought it was 16 banners.
Oh, really?
He said he was too embarrassed to mention it apparently.
Oh no.
I don't know why villager Doc looks like Steve, but
Yeah, I had trouble getting
skin's messed up for some reason.
it will, if we like kill the villagers and respawn, it will be fixed. But
so
Oh, really?
so what did everybody want? It was banners, armor stands.
So from all of that, it was
Candles, bookshelves,
Yeah.
Flower
pumpkin
pot.
pie, flower
Yeah.
pot.
Arm stand.
Missing something.
Campfire. Resin brick slab.
Campfire, resin brick slab.
Yes, I did the campfire. That's the villager I did.
Yeah.
And I thought we still
Nice.
needed banners as the last. So I was grinding out spiders for a bit. And like, no, someone's like, oh, we did banners. I did banners. Like, where's the last guy? So it was villager soccer in here? Because I still haven't.
No, he's here. Come over. Where's the start?
I think he should be next.
He's
to
in the
spider.
building with the spiders. Yeah,
Upstairs though.
he's just upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we didn't see him. Villager soccer with the candles. I think that's the one. And item frames. It looks as item frames.
Yeah, Bean has the item frames right across, right here.
Yeah, no, this was of having to do, and people were constantly communicating and yelling and talking. So and then we had to race back. It was
We
good.
wanted to make mini games that really emphasised that this is a collaborative,
Yeah.
collaborative thing. So yeah.
Well, let's go to the other village because I never saw it.
Yeah. Dark Oak Village.
And the gates open up.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is a lot different.
This is a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah,
very
it's all
big.
the same resources and
Yeah. They're just
even the same
like
amount
spread out
of
a bit.
buildings, but it's just
Spread out a bit.
yeah.
So yeah, lots of memories putting in houses and various things.
Villager J-Dub. I just wonder if I have a villager on this one somewhere.
You didn't have a villager in this one because you were meant I didn't get a chance to it, but you were meant to have a whole.
You were going to be in
Ghosty.
I was gonna be in Ghosty. That makes sense.
Yeah.
For cheese, so that's why I didn't have a. I just didn't know if it looks like these are maybe the same village. I didn't know if like each one had different.
Yes,
villagers.
they're the same villagers.
The same
Everyone needed the same items. Yeah, it's just like the setup of the villages are different.
Yeah. So blue team, almost.
This is so funny.
They
almost screwed themselves
them because they killed all the chickens.
The only mob in this that it wasn't respawning were the chickens. These are just normal chickens in the world.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, someone had gone around and each of them had picked up enough combined eggs between them to make 16 pumpkin pies.
Wow.
Yes. It would have been very funny, though.
Yeah.
Damn. Could have won.
Yeah. Like, if that hadn't been the case, like 100% you would have, like, because they were left with just one chicken, and like we were like, you know, it's the game. Like they did it themselves. Like this, the whole reason like they don't.
Yeah. This is where the spiders are supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm impressed they did this as quickly with how much bigger the village is.
Yeah, is that over here? So originally it was meant to be that you go. Both teams would go between both villages, so there'd be unique resources in this village that you'd need to get, and there's unique village resources in the other village that you need to get.
A bit wild.
Yeah, so we kind of streamlined it, and then so.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, I think this is the game that was going to take the longest.
Yeah, I mean, we even thought about like quick travel between the two villages, if the other one was going to be the case, and then it's like, oh well, we don't really want to teleport people around. I came up with super speedy camels.
Super camels.
Super camels.
And pigs.
Fun. And pigs, yeah, the pigs were surprisingly good.
The pigs, very fast pigs, are very good.
Yeah,
very fun.
Very, very fun. Yeah, lots of possibilities there. But, yeah, so these are the only actual
abilities.
Yeah, the only actual pumpkins are the 3 pumpkins in this one. But like, because all the pumpkins in here.
Yeah, the pumpkins were not originally going to be. No, these are jack-o'-lanterns.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, the pumpkins weren't originally one of the items, so.
The honey.
Yeah.
No, it was fun realizing that I could make the campfire with only wood. Like,
yeah.
That's all you needed to make the campfire.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so things like that make you kind of go, how do I make this?
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of when Bean did the escape room. That was like the most obscure Minecraft mechanics that you don't know about.
Yeah.
That was good.
So, yeah, I mean, everyone was meant to then leave the camp, and then head straight back to the quest giver.
Yes, I guess so.
I also like the new chickens.
Yeah, the new
chickens are good.
Beautiful.
Quest.
Back to the quest. Yeah, and then we assembled the blast furnace.
Yeah, so each quest you received one unique piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
And you were meant to in order.
I have to say, like in hindsight, at least like at the time, I can totally understand being frustrated and stuff. But in hindsight, Quill not being able to place them in the right spot was so funny.
That was tough.
So like even if you guys got here first,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, we did go 0-3, but I do have to say I felt Quill was like the communication leader for our team. And I think he did a really good job. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't think Quill's why we went 0-3 or anything. But
no, I think it's just very funny.
Yeah. KB just breaks through the wall, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was tough. After we come here, it was already like humiliating that we had gone 0-3, and then we couldn't even place the fucking blast furnace correctly.
Yeah, like I think it didn't help that the smooth stone. There's no good microblock smooth stone.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to find a nice, decently looking one, which might have helped to make it like, I've got iron blocks. I've got,
yeah,
a furnace. I've got the smooth stone. What can I make? Do. So.
Yeah. When did you guys realize it was a blast furnace?
No, I figure once we got here in blue, you were talking to blue team. I knew it was the blast furnace.
Oh, okay.
And then Goats was like, no, here's what a blast furnace is. A blast furnace is a thing. It smelts the ores faster. And I'm like, Goats. Like, buddy.
Blue team already knew it was a blast furnace when they got here. They were like, we know.
Yeah. No, I think we were just so dialed
to place the blocks.
We were just so dialed in on the village stuff. We weren't even thinking about this.
Yeah, fair. I mean, it also probably didn't help that Soccer was the last one you found, and Soccer's the big hint because he has the tiny furnace.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, this is one. Like, I don't know why I thought it was so funny, because when you watch the clip of it, I just give like a little laugh and reply to LabTech, but I don't know. I just always thought that was just the funniest.
It was very funny.
And occasionally at work, like, blast furnaces get brought up. And every time in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is a blast furnace? Oh, boy. Well, I mean, are there any Easter eggs not covered before we get to the...
That's a good question.
The beginning of the actual UHC? I guess we need to go through the rewards. What were all the rewards? Because I didn't get any.
Oh, Quill might have figured out. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let me bring up the thing to tell you. The rewards, originally I was planning on telling you what they were right afterwards, but because of the bit of chaos and mistakes about what resources were in the world, I was like, oh god, we might need to change them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I doing? Rewards.
Do it.
All right, so the rewards for Jungle Drop were 3 diamonds and a music disc.
Okay.
The rewards for Guard Tea were 1 nether wart, 3 books, and a goat horn.
Okay.
The rewards for What the Fuck's a Blast Furnace was 2 obsidian and a blast furnace.
Yeah.
All right.
And then along with, each game that you won, you get 8 gold.
Got it.
And also, you get all of this inside of a shulker box.
Which is also helpful. So if you're at like 24 gold, then...
Yeah.
And diamonds and nether wart and all this stuff. So what was the reward going to be if anybody found all the UHC monuments?
This is the funny thing, because I never decided.
Didn't have to. What a win.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to, so it would probably have been something like, I don't know. See, it's hard to decide these sort of things, because it's like, I don't know if we want to like give them like a real strong gear, and like it be too like in OP.
You know,
yeah, I don't know.
Or other, or maybe
maybe a trident.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have a thought of like when we thought about changing the rewards, like, well, maybe we give them something real strong for each one, like a trident for one, and a mace for one, and a just like strong things that also don't show up in UHC very often was what I was thinking.
Right, and comp says netherite and upgrade maybe.
Yeah, like that sort of stuff.
No, I think that was one of the best of the beginning.
But I think it was probably better that it wasn't such absurd prizes.
when people weren't shutting the hell up and Searchy pulled out the mace.
That was so funny.
That was very funny.
Excellent, Searchy. Excellent.
yeah. I was like, oh! Good. I got the bad hammer. You got the bad hammer. So I don't know.
Yeah, I saw you guys found so many upgrades. That was wild.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch. So let's go back to the start camp and talk about the transition. Yeah, so you gave us some time to like get all the shit you can, and I took the bed and there was like a gold apple. I don't know who made it. I have no idea. In a barrel at yellow camp.
Doesn't matter.
And I just was
Yours
like,
now.
yeah, I was like, yoink. No, I didn't say I took it. I just was like, just gonna take that real quick.
Yeah.
And then we came over. Yeah, so you guys kind of had the pairs or the teams all set up. Yeah, we had a prime number, but having Sakana on the team of 3.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel bad that it had to be like that, but
It's fine.
Yeah, and we wanted to make sure, especially with how the mini games had gone, to try and balance the
teams.
The teams, yeah. So you'd kind of have as close as we could a mixture of the yellow and the blue.
Yes, no. I listen. I was glad to be with Brody. Although if that was your idea, both of us would own 3. So we had no.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't see that when I was looking over them. I do apologize about that because, like he just said, we were trying to like mix up the teams, like have them be together, and I don't know how I missed that. But I mean, I knew that Brody was good, so.
Well, it's funny because like he's good, but when you watch it and talk to him, like normally when I play with him, people like are kind of he's kind of like the me. Although he's better than me, but like the me of like the other UHCs, where they're like, oh, Brody did something dumbass again, or stuff like that.
That makes it even better.
Yeah, we talked about it because he's like, well, my problem is sometimes I run away on accident or something I shouldn't. I'm like, oh, me too. So this is gonna be fine. But then he did the turbo boat bomb. Strategy, which worked crazy well for us. So yeah, he was like, yeah, this is the best I've done in a while as well. So yeah, that was a little unexpected, but
yeah, you did great.
Yeah, no, I was happy with obviously getting 3 kills or everything. I don't know. We also found a trial chamber, Cheese. I don't know if you
I
knew
did
about
see that. That was cool.
Yeah, we found a trial chamber, and I was like, I don't know about this one. And Brody's like, I'll give it a look. And then he's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe not. I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah, he was like, no, we'll just keep going to get full diamond in this very scary cave. I'm like, okay.
I mean, yeah.
Which ended up working out. So I don't know if there's anything more. So I can't quite remember the Josh the Tyrant as the seed. What was the
That was the
backstory?
original Turtleville seed.
Yeah.
Got it from Josh RPG, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Josh the Tyrant.
Yeah, that covers everything from this one.
I mean, there's not.
Honestly,
you go ahead.
I just want to say it was honestly amazing to have to be given kind of basically free reign to come up with all of this. I challenged myself quite a lot, which is I like to do. It sometimes works out, sometimes ends up with me running for deadlines. But yeah, challenged myself to learn World Painter because I wanted to make a very, this beautiful world for everyone to enjoy. And
yeah, it's awesome.
Myself to bring mini games in that would be fun for everyone, which is never an easy thing to do. I'm sure you all agree. It's very difficult when you have people from everywhere to be able to be like, right, this is what we're doing, and everything
right, yeah,
smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's super appreciated. I cannot thank you. This was just from, a year ago in my brain of wanting to do like Surviving Minecraft Island 2, I've joked about for years, and we do something sort of like that in Survivor, and just have a fun with some good references and memories that we've done 100 of these silly UHCs. As I said at the end, and 90 of them were good, and 90 of them were good. And I'm so glad we were able to get such a good turnout of people, and the real surprise was carrots.
Carrots, last second, so good.
Yeah, a lot quicker to Minecraft. Yeah, I don't know if you're here at the very beginning, but I'm like, the reason we never do is that, they had to have like 8 mini games or something, and then it took like 24 hours to film, like just straight through. Like there's just no, like that's just not gonna happen. So
not possible.
Yeah, this is the closest to doing Surviving Minecraft Island 2.
To be honest, we probably should have said that it would take longer than it did, but like, I don't know. It's one of those things where like, you say it's more time than you already think it is, but then it still takes way longer than than you say anyway. And
it was crazy. It was like
I do feel
4 hours my ass.
So much longer.
Yeah. Hey, the not UHC part was like close 4.5 hours or so. The UHC part happened. Because I think like the UHC ended at like 4:30 Eastern or something.
Yeah, the idea was that the minigames would last like 2 to 3 hours, maybe a bit longer, and then the UHC, which was going to be a shorter one, we already knew.
Yeah, and you had it at 2 hours, and I was like, 90 minutes. Yeah, just gotta make it. 90 minutes, please.
For the best.
I was like, we need to speed this up. And then we had the whole. Didn't have to be stuck in editing limbo for 3. Yeah, where the files were so big, people had to like personally deliver Good like their hard drives with like the thing, and then he had to like send all the hard drives to like a company. To like where he had to like pay money for them to like edit it to a production company. Crazy. That was wild.
My headset's dying.
Okay, so that'd be a good place to just about wrap up here. But it went really well. The proximity voice, the UHC was fun. I did like the last 2 teams go to the end. I'm sorry that. I do feel bad that Fel and Jalus died in such awful ways, but it did work a little better that it was 2 teams of 2, I think, than like one team of 2 and like one guy who's just like hiding in a hole. But
I'm glad that it kind of worked out the way it did, especially like there wasn't like a big fight at the end, and that we had to deal with the whole like, please stop fighting me.
If there's like a 3-way fight and you had to,
I was really worried about that.
We didn't want to. We wanted to kill Bean and Griffin in the overworld and just leave Black Belt in the end, but we didn't have a choice. So I was telling Brody, I'm like, there's no alliances. Like Black Belt's coming for us. Like we have to kill him. Like, like we can't just run away. Basically, so that would have gone a little better, but. That is honestly maybe one of my favorite UHC moments was when we were both in the end. We were like sprinting at each other across the island. In the end, like that was really cool. That was a lot of fun. I'm lucky that I was able to be one of the 4 people in the end there. So, I
do feel bad that the teleporting to the end didn't work. Like I said, I did test it, and it worked then. And I think I know what maybe went wrong, but I'm not totally sure. Like, honestly, I probably should have just left it. Like, I decided to change it because, knowing that there's only going to be 2 teams, I wanted to make those 2 teams appear on the complete opposite ends.
No, that was the right move for sure. Like, if we were...
I wanted to change it to make that happen. And it did. I did something wrong.
No. That was. I had to block a creeper like right before he. Like it was kind of hairy there at the end. So, Yeah, and then I love if you Searchy when they were just Griffin, and we were all like, "Oh, kill it with the sword! Kill it with the sword!" And he's like, "Ah!" and he said this was like the most nervous he'd been in like a really long time at a UHC with all of us watching him fight the dragon by himself. So,
and I mean, as Cobb put it, this one didn't have to be in editing limbo for 3 years.
No. I mean, yeah, Comp had it out as it was going.
Exactly. It was like classic. It was like live on the ground.
Yeah.
Comp, World News reporter.
Yeah, we were done, and Comp's episode 1 was released. Like we were still going. So I know I'm going to spend a lot of today doing
that. Already, like episode 1, we only halfway through the first mini game.
Yeah. Appreciate both of you guys so much. Appreciate everybody in the Turtles UHCs over the years, the people that played Turtles UHC 100. We had such a good crew. It really went off.
Yeah.
It went off extremely well. No major issues at all. The vibes were positive the whole time. The vibes were really
so
good.
Glad.
Yeah, we had such good vibes.
Like it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to tell people too much about what it was. Like, I knew there'd be mini games, so I wanted to keep that like a surprise for people.
Yeah,
that would be like marooned, and it was Survivor, and
yeah.
I think that might be what got Quill. Because Quill was like, "Did you mean to put the little Survivor sting at the end of the teaser?" I'm like, "Of course I did. Yeah, it wasn't an accident. I didn't put that in an accident."
So good.
And Quill's like, okay, all right. I'm interested now. So yeah, Goats and Comps Nether Rush. Yeah, I'll have to go watch back some people's point of views that have come up. I think maybe some people have like Beck hasn't had one because the video is like 8 hours he has or something. So if only the Nether was good. Yeah, well, just Josh the Tyrant seed. I don't know.
Yeah, blame Josh.
Yep.
From however many years ago.
Yeah.
So there may be a world download for this at some point in the
Yes, I will do that.
Yes, I think like Bean particularly wants to get the world download. So
yeah, I was thinking about putting up both the this version from before anything happened and the one from afterwards.
Oh, the Nether is comparatively worse now that diamonds are upped. I guess so. Anyway, yeah. So again, I can't thank both of you enough. Yeah, it turned. Yeah, we turned ideas on the back of a napkin. You guys turned it to an actual event that I think was lived up to all the hype of what UHC 100 should have been.
That makes me so happy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was.
I was so nervous.
Yeah, and look. Was this better than UHC Triple X? I don't know. It's a conversation. Although what was good about Triple X is that we pranked Good.
I think so.
Yeah, I think this was better though. But the double prank of helping Good prank like the other Minecrackers that they missed the UHC, but then we also pranked him in the UHC was pretty good.
This is true.
the double prank was pretty awesome. But yeah, I think this is cool. Yeah, I don't know. This is the best event ever until next year, Searchy. When I'm just kidding. I got no more ideas. I got no more ideas. I got nothing.
Leave the boy alone.
Yeah, get back to the factory, Search. Yeah, get back over there. Get back. All right, there we go. Yeah, so if anybody's around, we're doing like UHC 100 Hangover. We're just collaboratively, no teams. We're just working together. UHC mode. If you die, it's permanent. Just working together to beat the dragon in survival. Just like J-Dub was saying, that's not a UHC. This is not official UHC. But remember, the first 2 ever UHCs were exactly this. And those were UHCs. So, yeah, so this is what we're doing tonight.
99 dub.
This is what we're doing tonight in version 1.6. Whatever the latest version of that is. Because that's the UHC game rule.
4.
Yeah, and we're just going to be hanging out together. J-Luce has wanted to do this again for a while, because we did that 3 years ago. for the 10-year anniversary of UHC. So we're doing another one for UHC 100 hangover. Because I was thinking after UHC 100, I'm like, yeah, then we'll go to like Hypixel, do Quakecraft afterwards. But it was like it was so late at night. I was like, nope, go to bed. Nope, not doing that. No after party. No after party.
I mean, to be fair, a good handful of the guys did stick around for a long time afterwards.
Yeah, you guys, like, I didn't go to bed for like another hour because I had to do all the stats and everything, and I didn't want to like.
Yeah. You
do not want to leave that for the morning because like nothing's worse than waking up and you still have to do like the post UHC stuff. So you guys were still in the call, and I was like, damn, these guys are crazy. But
yeah, I think I left not long after that. I mean, I don't know. I was running on 3 hours of sleep and 5 chicken nuggets.
Yeah, no, a lot of people.
That's what I was hosting the UHC on.
Yeah, a lot of people did go to bed after they died, which is extremely understandable.
Yeah. Except Snurch, who had a power nap for an hour and then 8 hours of work.
Honestly, damn, that sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, all for the greater good of the turtles.
He didn't sleep, and then he went to coach his had a girls field hockey team coaching, and then he had his barbecue, and then he collapsed in the evening. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think the other person who still made it, like Quill, was like, holy shit, this is so late, but he pressed through. But yeah, right when he died, he was like, okay, go to bed.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so. All right, everyone. This is the end of the dev commentary. Thank you so much to these great folks. Thank you for watching, playing, participating in Turtles UHC 100, the best UHC group out there. All the people that come and play with us are like, man, it's so much better. It's like,
There's a reason for that.
There's a reason, yeah. We're keeping it fresh. At some point, Hangover UHC 24-hour queue free is next Saturday. Some point, UHC 101, Summer Dragons. So there's more stuff happening. Always more stuff happening.
Oh boy,
I know. The Summer of the Turtles. All right. Peace, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gardax.
Thank you so much.
Bye.